like to call the Riverside Township Board of Trustees meeting for December 13th, 2016 to order. Mary Rabb, please lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of the board.
Trustee Clark.
Present.
Trustee Ertler.
Here.
Trustee Giesman.
Here.
Trustee Kibitsky. Here. Supervisor Tusher.
Here.
Let the record know the clerk allows in attendance.
Do I hear a motion for approval of the minutes of November 22nd, 2016 board meeting?
So called. So moved.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Any questions, concerns? Hearing none. Roll call.
Trustee Kibitsky. Yes. Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Ertler.
Yes.
Trustee Giesman.
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Communications?
I have three. I have a FYI. We received on December 2nd an anonymous donation to the food pantry of $1,000.
That was very nice.
Wasn't that nice? A note from Brian Brennan thanking Rich Tusher for sponsoring the magic show and sponsoring and contributing to the 42nd annual Riverside Holiday Stroll. And another thank you note from our generous financial contribution to Beds Plus of $2,500, and it will go to good use. And that concludes the communications this evening.
Any visitors' remarks as of right now? No. Supervisor's report. I did forward you the invitation for North Riverside Senior Drop-Ins Luncheon. We are all invited, including staff, on the 12/16, which is Friday, I believe, at noon at North Riverside Library. Tried forwarding to your Ann, and it says...
Get it. You mean to email?
Yeah.
Oh,
And something's wrong with your email because nothing's going through.
I've gotten other emails.
Well, sorry, but
Maybe got the wrong
Came
address
back.
on there or something.
Well, it's Friday.
it's the same one I've had for,
Okay, but it's Friday at noon.
yeah. Just, trustees' reports, any? Okay. Mental health report, any? Ann?
No, nothing new.
Okay. Okay, old business. Update of auditorium plaque for Judy Bartopeka.
I submitted the wording to him, so I'm just waiting to hear back.
I can't hear you.
I submitted the wording
Uh-huh,
to the guy that's going to donate the plaque,
yeah,
and so I'm just waiting to hear back. I'm waiting to hear back
okay.
on that.
And anything about, update of, Scuffy Gross's plaque?
Yes, the price is $1,187, and that includes shipping. It does not include installation. He hasn't gotten back to me on installing. So we need a motion to approve the $1,187 for the plaque.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Ertler.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Kibitsky.
Yes.
Trustee Giesman.
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher.
Yes.
Motion carried.
1,187.
Okay. And then find out what it would cost to install.
I will. I'll email him again
Do it after the meeting.
after the meeting.
After the meeting, I thought you were gonna do it right
Oh,
now.
no.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adopt the 2016 annual town levy and truth in taxation?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Questions, concerns? Hearing none. Roll call.
Trustee Giesman?
Yes.
Trustee Kibitsky?
Yes.
Trustee Ertler?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes.
Motion carried to adopt 2016 annual tax levy.
Okay, new business. Reappointment of Timothy Heilenbach unless.
no,
We
wait,
missed
we-
one.
Township payroll
Oh,
changes.
township payroll, oh, yeah, the big one. Township payroll changes and approval of paycheck services. Okay, in your packet, you'll notice that, paycheck came back with, what they can do because Wayne, said that, they can send out, and they do send out, but there's a charge for it. If they're charged, it's late, big late fees.
Well, the charge is okay, it's the rest of it.
Yeah. I talked to Ernest DeMonte and Associates, and they will pay it immediately. So we, with, when they'll pay it, and then that, because our meetings go so long, and then when we submit all the bills to him for DeMonte, he'll make a separate line item, what paycheck is charging, and then just add, we can pay him back that way, and he'll also attach the invoice from paycheck to the bill.
Well, I'm not sure what you're describing, but in summary, are you saying that this suggestion meets our needs and is satisfactory to you?
Yes. Easiest and best way is the way I can see it, and less costly. Because in case.
And we're still going to get an invoice?
Yes, we'll get an invoice with DeMonte's invoice, a separate one from paycheck.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I can answer that a little bit. Daryl Wyatt with Paychex. I looked into the corporate policy on the invoices, and we do a separate invoice, but we only give you from the 1st through the 10th to make the payment for the previous month. So that's why on that payment, DeMonte and Associates is willing to make that payment so that you can vote at your board meeting, and then that's how the invoice would work in that sense. Just because we're trying to avoid the late fee. So
That $49 late fee,
yes.
that's terrible. But
Well, it should be avoided if we do this on time.
well, if DeMonte pays it, and then we have some reason to reject it, is he out of money?
He would be in that case, yes.
Well, the person that should suffer is Paycheck, not DeMonte, nor Riverside Township, in my view. But because we're not going to be able to pay within 10 days, within 10 days of receiving the invoice every month. Some months our invoice, our meetings are on the 12th or the 13th of the month.
Right, and that's why we had offered the alternative of having the invoice go directly to DeMonte. I looked into it, that's the only thing that our corporate will allow for those invoices.
And then we can also question paycheck after that and see what happens, Wayne. I mean, you know,
That's also what Damani agreed to do.
pardon me?
It was Damani's idea to do with them.
Right.
He agreed to that?
Oh, yeah, that's his idea.
Last meeting.
Well, if the money gets the invoice, he can fax that right over too, right? So you would
Yeah.
see it?
What?
So you would see it right away. If the money gets the invoice, they can fax it right over to you.
Yeah, they could, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Do we hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Oh,
Okay.
Which one are we approving? Which, program?
Approval of paycheck services.
paycheck.
Oh, well, what about that?
And paycheck, payroll
Yeah, they're-
changes and services, and having Demonte.
There's two options.
Right, there's
Right.
two different options, though.
Andrew, which option is easier for you?
Doesn't matter, the one we do each one separately is cheaper, so
Okay.
you do the three sets.
Andrew, is it this one that says paychecks?
There should be, those are the proposals. You should see 4 total proposals in there. One is listing if we put everything together, and then there's separate ones for each of the different processing types.
One more time.
So there's four separate proposal sheets where you'll see services listed and pricing.
The one that says combined all processing?
Yes, that lists the biweekly and the 2 monthlies on one account.
And
the-
so that's the one that's preferred, correct?
The preferred one was where each account,
You don't do it combined, you do each separate.
Right.
It ends up being cheaper.
So we would approve these last 3 proposals, correct?
All right,
Thank you,
I'll
Andrew.
make the motion that we approve the last 3 proposals then.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I hear a second?
second.
Any other questions, concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Giesman?
Who?
Trustee Giesman?
No.
Trustee Kavitsky?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Ertler?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, new business.
Well, can I raise an issue, though, in the connection with that? What about the contract to begin with? We never really voted on that. That's a
We haven't
separate-
gotten a contract.
for paycheck services.
Yeah.
There's no, the services that are included, there's no it's not a contract, it's a service agreement that outlines what paychecks will do, and what the township will do in that agreement. So,
Is it the, let's see, one that you gave us last month?
yes, it's that one you're
The
looking at.
services agreement?
That's a service agreement.
This one. But this hasn't been signed, to my knowledge.
There's, because we haven't gone forward with anything, there hasn't been a service agreement made up specifically for the township at this point.
And you'll make up and get it to us by January.
Well, we'll need to, yes,
Okay.
if we're moving forward, we need to get some things in place so that we have
Right.
things so we can put the.
But, you know, they had to find out which one we choose, yeah.
But a lot of this language in here is gonna stay in here.
Right, everything that's in that service agreement is what you're gonna see in the
Right.
ones that are gonna be made up for the 3
No,
separate.
it's just detailed.
Just the details of the township.
Right. I was just a little concerned about some of this language in here about confidentiality, and it didn't look like there was much of it. It sounds like, it says, acknowledges that Paycheck may engage a third party to investigate client's credit and authorizes Paycheck to share with the third party any client data, including client confidential information as may be needed to investigate client's credit, and authorizes Paycheck to share with the third party any client data, including client confidential information as may be needed to investigate client's credit. Client further agrees is not liable for actions or inactions of such third party, including but not limited to any unauthorized use or disclosure of client data. That was the sentence that really got me. Because, you know, it's one thing if you have to share information, but then you're saying you're not liable for anybody's misuse of that, which could result in something negative to us.
I do understand what you are saying. I do know that from our standpoint, should there be some sort of, one of the things is we do hold confidentiality and our security in the highest. But I can't speak of all the legalities of the agreement based on what my level of the understanding. But essentially, should there be some sort of act of negligence that occurs on the account through whatever it be, I just don't understand. I think Paychex is saying it's hard for them to accept a liability. Should it be a security breach on your end, or if it's something on Paychex end, absolutely. I think that's what it's saying.
Well, it sounds like it more likely would be somebody that Paycheck dealt with, and not you necessarily or us, but a third party, some third party, and I don't know who that might be.
Right. So I think what it comes down to for the third party, should there be an issue that comes up with some sort of requirement for a credit check, I think that's what that third party is referring to. But that only comes up in a case where somebody may not be issuing payments, things along those lines, for taxes and the things that Paychex is supposed to be responsible for collecting for the company.
Okay?
Is any of this language negotiable?
With me, no, and I don't believe that there are, that's something I would have to look into, but I don't believe that.
Well, and I would suggest you call our attorney, and I would suggest you call our attorney and see what he thinks of that clause.
Well, there's additional stuff further back in the agreement.
Well, then he should look at everything.
Concerns, but, and that was my thought, is maybe the attorney should review it. But we're kind of voting to go ahead with this one type of service, but this won't be signed until you bring us back it all completed.
Sure, and
Type of service.
there's no, I mean, nothing starts with Paychex until
Yeah, you sign the agreement.
you get everything signed and set up, so,
Okay.
Okay.
thank you.
New business. Reappointment of Timothy to the Mental Health Board, Timothy Callenbach and Les McDonald.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second, do we need, can we do both at once, or do they need separate
Any.
motions? Both at once? Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Budgetary transfer for the assessor's educational seminars and travel expense from account 2640, a sum of $400, to 2620 of $400. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Do we have a first on that?
Oh, not to think of it, no.
I'll make the motion to
Okay.
transfer for the assessor, and Wayne seconded.
Any questions or concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Ertler?
Yes.
Trustee Giesman?
Yes.
Trustee Kavitsky?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Review and adopt local government travel expense resolution. We have that our attorney drew up.
They have my name wrong on the bottom of this resolution, just to let you know. I scratched it out. They have Linda
Okay.
Blau.
Okay.
They'll have
It
to
is.
reprint it.
People had, I guess, throughout the state, and they had questions, concerns about what Toy had put out. He had drawn up for approval of the expenses. Cost of travel, meals, and lodging have not been incurred, receipts, cost, travel. So it's close to what it was, but phrased differently. Do I hear a motion to accept resolution, and this would be
7.
7?
I mean, to adopt, right?
Yes.
Well, Rich,
Yes.
Take a look at paragraph 2 at the bottom of the page on that resolution.
Paragraph 2.
Maximum allowable reimbursement for expenses.
Yeah, we can adopt our own schedule if we wanted to.
Right, but this is a draft. This, I mean, if you were gonna use the GTCB, then you'd want to,
Well, this is what the attorney drew up as a resolution, Ann.
but he says it's a draft. So, I mean, I wouldn't leave that language in there. And is it better to, I mean, it seems like this GTCB is is pretty much what you're stuck with. It says you can do your own, but for what we've been doing, I think, be more confusing, for one. And Andrew did, I asked Andrew to check this, and he printed off, you should have had it in your mailbox, I know he gave me a copy, I think he gave it to everybody, of the reimbursement schedule. Yes. So this isn't the whole document, it was like over 100 pages. So, and I haven't had a chance to look at it, and I'm assuming nobody else did either, but at least this gives you an idea of what would be reimbursable under this particular schedule.
Well, on the third page here, it has logic, everything that should be down according to the expense reimbursement form.
Well, that's the form that any one of us or any employee would use
Right.
for reimbursement.
And, I'm not arguing with an attorney who, has spent hours and hours and hours
No.
for a lot of townships.
Okay, well, 2 points. One is, do we want to adopt this governor's, Governor's Travel Control Board schedule, or do we want to try to go back to some degree to our own? Has everybody thought about that and think that this is the best thing to do?
Is this the governor's,
Yes,
the one that only gives you $70 for a hotel room?
right.
That's
No.
a,
But there are limits because if you looked at the top of page 2 of this, it says the board may allow reimbursement at rates higher on a case-by-case basis. And the following paragraph, it says, essentially, expenses which do not exceed the maximum set by this GTCB will not require approval, but any expense of any member of the township board, because this includes employees and Fran,
Maybe
who's
some-
not a member of the board.
Maybe somebody should review this and look at it again next month.
Well, why don't we just go back to the way we were doing it then? Because you just said that seemed like a more appropriate way than what the attorneys.
No, I'm not saying that it's more appropriate, I'm just saying it's something that we should consider, instead of just signing off on this document tonight, which is not even a final document, because it's got bracketed information in here. You don't want to sign this and put it in your book of resolutions this way.
I think we should put this on hold because you look at these reimbursements, they're not enough. You know, Wayne and Ann and I were just in Springfield and we paid more than $70 for our hotel room. And we all got good rates on that. And then
Oh, and do you want to
the lunch.
take this and run with it, since you got so many questions? You can talk to James Kelly, or you want to do it, make changes and bring them to the board, or what?
Well, I want to know what everybody thinks. I mean, it's not just my decision.
Well, no, but if you want another one, present one to us then.
I mean, I have questions, like we have the resolution now on file about if we wanted to, let's say the trustees division meeting. We have something on file that says that we can make a reservation and then the township would issue us the $15 check or whatever ahead of time and we'd have it to pay. Well, we can't do that anymore.
Okay.
According to this, you know, it has to be either upfront,
Then
getting the
next,
approval,
we'll put
or
the, hold off
getting
on this till
reimbursed.
next month and see, and you'll put on the agenda, keep the, reimbursement schedule the same as it is.
Maybe everybody needs to review it and look at it
Yeah.
closer, instead
Yeah.
of just,
It'll be in, you know, the resolution that was made, you know, to reimburse, if, you know, it's gotta be somewhere, you know, in the resolution book. God only knows when that was approved.
I don't know, we included that kind of data with, when we did the salary schedule for the next term.
Okay,
A lot of that was stated in there, which it may be obsolete now, depending on what we talked here.
well then let's wait till next month and, let's talk and put together, you put together something to present to the board then, Ann.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Okay.
I might call then Mr. Kelly and
Yeah,
ask a few questions.
I think that would be wise.
no big deal. That's what he's there for.
Right.
Can I just ask something for clarification on this? When it says per diem meals, and then it says per diem day, is that $28 a day plus the meals?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, that's a more reasonable cost then. If we get $28 a day plus those meal things. Because I mean, really, basically, you can't even eat at McDonald's for $5.50.
No, you
know,
can't.
for one of their breakfast specials.
Happy Meal.
So if we get that extra 28, then that would go a long ways.
Well, I don't think you would get both. It would be either
I
the
would,
the
I
per diem for
would
the
look
day
into
or
that.
the
I would look into
individual.
that and make sure. That 28 may include
Yes, all meals.
all
Because,
meals and nothing else.
Yeah.
well then, I mean,
That's
that's
how
a
it used to
little
be.
bit better, because if you just did the meals individually, I mean, that only comes up to
God bless you.
$17 a day, which isn't very much. And $28 a day isn't that much for 3 meals. I mean, that's only $10, it's less than $10 a meal.
I would look into that. I think it's only, I think the $28 only includes the meals.
Yeah.
So it's either the $17 for the 3 meals or the 28. It's not both of them together.
Well, it would be, the way I read it is, the full day covers all the meals at $28, or if you had to, maybe you didn't need the full day, and you were just, you know, going out for lunch. You were gonna go to a lunch meeting or something like that, or just dinner. So either, I know one of those would be separately listed. whatever your, cost was for those. Oh, well, that would be the reimbursement.
I would check with Kelly as long as you're talking to him. You might as well make sure.
Can't we just turn in our receipt? and let
Well, you would
them-
have to turn in a receipt, but.
I know, but we
it-
turn in our receipt and not have, just maybe have a limit, of $35 or $40 for 3 meals a day. Sometimes our meals are included
Right.
at the meetings.
Well, I don't know,
For example, at my company, we get $60 a day for meals. So, and we can divide that 60 in whatever way we want to do it. And so maybe we should have something like that. Maybe we should have $50 a day for meals, or 45.
well,
Okay, how has it been working out the way we've been doing it all these years? Anybody got any complaints?
I don't think we've had any issues, but we've
Well,
basically
right.
been using federal government rates.
Right.
Except for hotels, we always just, like when we went to the conference, it was whatever
The conferences?
conference
yeah.
rates, that we got.
Right.
Which were somewhere around $100. The statement in here that concerns me that says that the board may allow reimbursement at rates higher than those allowed by GTCB on a case-by-case basis. So that statement by itself, to me, makes it sound like
Well, we really can't even do that.
You
just
can't-
stop and think about it, because in case of something comes up before the next board meeting, to be approved,
you either have to have prior approval or you have to pay and then be reimbursed
Yeah.
at proper amount.
is, if you're talking $1,200, let's say, to go to some seminar and hotels, and you have to pay for it out of your pocket, that's a big chunk.
Well, I'll talk to him and see,
Okay.
try to get a little more clarification, and I'll try to look at this,
The way,
document.
you had said that he had come up with something when we talked, when you saw him in Springfield.
You did, but I
didn't
see it.
Oh, I thought you,
No,
okay. It's almost like we should stay with the same in my mind, but
but I'm
We'll
not
see.
sure that's permissible. I think that maybe reimbursing at rates higher than this may not work. And some of ours, like we do the mileage that we're doing is the federal rate.
Right.
That's the same. I would think.
well, ask him, if we should just go very simple and just go federal rates with, all expenses.
Why wouldn't it work, Ann? To keep doing it the way that we're doing it now?
Well, some of the language in here makes it sound to me like you're limited by, and that's part of what this whole thing is doing, is just limiting any kind of expenditures by government officials. Not that, they should be extravagant and going out and spending to the hilt or anything, but they're trying to set real tight limits.
Right, so right now they're trying to set real tight limits, but there's nothing keeping us from doing it the way that we've always done it.
Well, I don't know. It's not clear to
That's
me.
what I'm asking,
It's
why
not
we
clear.
can't do it the way we always have done it. And it's
Well, you
just
have
not
to
clear.
adopt something. It's clear that you do have to do some form of resolution with respect to these expenses. That is required, because and this is a new law, and it's effective January
That's
1st.
why you're gonna talk to Kelly to get on the same
So
page.
the reason it won't work is because there's a new law that's going into
Right.
effect.
So you're either
January
gonna adopt what this board, Travel Control Board, has set forth, or come up with your own schedule. But your own schedule has to, I believe, comply with this control board. It's a strange name.
Well, we can't do anything. We can't approve it because they're, by January 1st anyway.
Well, it doesn't have to be in writing by January the 1st. I mean, it's in effect.
But we still
so-
have to approve something by January 1st. And if we don't approve this or the old one,
No, you don't have to approve it. You have to be, aware of it if you're planning to do any travel or be getting any reimbursement for anything.
Well-
You're gonna have to,
well then.
So the sooner
are we-
you have it in
well,
effect, the better.
Are gonna be aware of this or the old one then, Ian? Because our meeting's past January 1st.
well, I think we should have to shoot for getting something that we can sign at our January meeting, whatever that is, January
Well, yeah.
12th or whatever.
But still,
Well, no one's going anywhere between now and
No,
then, are they?
that's right.
I mean, certainly
No.
not any major trips, and
No.
the most major things we do is to go to Springfield.
no.
So if somebody had a meeting in Schaumburg or whatever, well, you just, pay for it and then get your
Yeah,
receipt,
yeah.
and then later you'll get reimbursed.
It's okay, talk to Kelly and find out.
I'll see what I can find
So
out.
it pleases your mind. You can present it to the board. Okay. Approve, review and, adopt local government travel or mental health or township health insurance, employees, payment and obligations. It's in the packet, it was in the packet last month, and thought that, we should vote on it this month. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the health insurance.
So we're agreeing that the township pays 80% and the
Correct.
employees pay 20%?
Yes.
Second.
It's a little bit higher, but every year it goes up. Do I hear a second?
A second.
Mary Rowe, seconded.
Oh, you,
You first.
You
I
would-
first.
You
I
first,
second it.
Roll call.
well, any questions, concerns? Roll call.
Trustee Kibitsky? Yes. Trustee Giesman?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Ertler?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Further visitors' remarks?
Wait, similarly, we should probably cover the life insurance. Just to confirm that the township is paying 100% of the life insurance premiums
Do you want that
for
in a
the,
motion?
for the employees. Well, we can do a separate motion.
Yeah, do I hear a
Oh, I can
motion?
amend the motion to.
No, no, no.
No, I make a motion that the township pays 100% of the employees' life insurance.
Second.
Questions, concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Giesman?
Yes.
Trustee Kibitsky?
Yes.
Trustee Ertler?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, any further visitors' remarks? Okay, and then approval of warrants.
Are you touching on the holiday luncheon at all, or?
I can't hear
Are
you.
you touching on the holiday luncheon at all?
Our luncheon, you got it down
It's
there?
in there, it'll be
Okay.
Do we need to
the
approve that?
23rd of December, 11 o'clock.
You want that?
Approval of a $100 budget?
Do we need to approve that, a motion for that?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the $100 budget for the township holiday luncheon.
I hear a second.
Yes, second.
Questions, concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Ertler?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Kibitsky? Yes. Trustee Giesman?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Approval of warrants.
Okay, I have a motion that the board authorize and ratify payment of bills identified on the general warrant December 2016 in the amount of $11,251.49 as presented to the board this 13th day of December 2016.
Second the motion.
Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Clark?
Yes?
Trustee Kibitsky?
Yes.
Trustee Giesman?
Yes.
Trustee Ertler?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, next, a motion that the board ratify and authorize payment of the amounts indicated on the following warrants. Utility warrant, December 2016, in the amount of $1,397.94. Payroll warrant, December 2016, in the amount of $12,911.56. Health warrant, December 2016, in the amount of $1,485.96. Monthly filings, December 2016, in the amount of $5,295.11. Grants, December 2016, in the amount of $10,544.88. Petty cash, December 2016, in the amount of $134.93. And Township Radio Players warrant, December 2016, in the amount of $200. All of the above as presented to the board this 13th day of December 2016.
Second the motion.
Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Ertler?
Yes.
Trustee Giesman?
Yes.
Trustee Kibitsky?
Yes.
Supervisor Tusher?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I make a motion.
I got no comments.
Before you adjourn, take a look at page 2 on the general town fund financial report. I think, it's
You too.
What page?
page 2 of the general financial statements.
Oh.
Page 2, under contractual services. Senior citizens, there was $5,036.37 recorded here this past month. I think that $5,000 was supposed to come out of town programs, and somehow it came out of there, so now that account is showing a deficit. But 5,000 of that should be moved to town programs because it was an expense. I went back and looked at the list of what was, paid. And it was the grant.
I thought we did that last month.
Well, we did some stuff last month with these accounts, but it wasn't that. I think this was just a mistake. It got into senior citizens, and it should have been, because it was a grant to Aging Care Connections, and it should have come out of town funds. So DeMonte's office just needs to be informed to move that $5,000 into town programs and out of that line item.
Okay, let me see.
Do you see it there? It's about,
I see it.
I see it.
I'm
1, 2.
for senior citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So do we need a motion for that?
no.
No, I think it's just
Okay,
that,
It's the 8th from the bottom in that
right,
column.
they just have to transfer that out or put it in the town fund.
Rich, you're not looking at the right thing, I can tell.
Yeah, Rich, it's right
It's on
here. It's this one right here.
Just tear that off. Those should be switched, right?
5,000, not the whole amount, 5,000 should go from there into town programs. It's just been an error.
From senior citizens to town programs.
Right. I mean, it's not a line item transfer or anything, it's just, it was a mistake.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Wayne,
I move we adjourn.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we are adjourned.